Hey,
Remember
so
that scroll, Mystery Clouds?
yeah, Mr. Cards about Dr. Malkazi York. Hey, this is a question. This is another question I got for you, dealing with tying around with you. You talking about the money now. I looked it up, man. About it's a new statue, like a gold statue. I think it's in front of the Capitol building of Trump. Now, I thought it was AI or something at first, but I looked it up and I think CNN reporting it, and I'm still looking into it. But what do you think about it's Trump? I wish I had a picture of it, but it's Trump holding a. I know he's gonna chop me up trying to pull it up, but Trump holding a Bitcoin. Right? Have y'all? Hey, drop it in the chat. Y'all seen that new statue of Trump? It's like a gold statue of Trump in front of the. I think it's the Capitol building, holding a gold Bitcoin. What is the symbolism of that? Is Trump gonna be the last president and become a dictator? And say, found like.
No. You gotta remember that the changing of the guard is taking place in Raven Rock, Colorado under military supervision.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So Trump don't really have no say so over the military other than activate the protocol.
Mm-hmm.
He activated the protocol, right? And then they established a sting operation, which they called the Biden presidency.
Mm-hmm.
They caught everybody they needed to catch.
Mm-hmm.
So
mm-hmm.
you had to have a way to discover who was involved, what they was doing, why they done it. You got to be able to give a proper accounting back, or your purpose is not fulfilled because you're supposed to make it clear.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they bring it out, whoever don't make it clear where you can understand what was taking place, the ones that don't take it clear is the ones that's the problem. They won't be able to see the correct side of the coin ever. So when the casting the person in gold is a ceremonial rite of the Anunnaki, that's where it originated from. To establish a leader in gold is to give him the highest Anunnaki honor on earth. He worth his weight in gold is the metaphorical meaning. It can only be worth his weight in gold if we go back to the gold standard. Otherwise, he's only worth his weight in fiat. So in order to be worth your weight in gold, gold has to be the dominant financial instrument to give value to who you are and the work you did. So they made a statue of him in gold. In occult, they tell you can use substitute metals. The substitute metals for gold is what they call burnished brass, where you heat it up and polish it and you shine like gold. Polished copper, because when polished copper is shined up, it looked like dark gold. Right? So those become substitutes. And then depending on what type of magic, you could use something called pyrite or fool's gold. It's not gold, but you can ritualistically use it as a gold substitute because it carries a certain frequencies of the color in the molecular structure where it can be substituted etherically in the magical ceremony.
What do you say to those? Because that people that feel like that statue of Trump being, somebody said it's on 3rd Street. Shout out to the brother or sister that put it in the chat, says on 3rd Street. I think it's DC. What do you say to? Because that sounds like some Saddam Hussein or some Kim Jong Un junk. Why you president? You erect a statue of yourself? Like, are you saying the Anunnakis told them to put that there? Like, what? Like I'm saying, it looked like some Saddam Hussein stuff to me, like a dictator. Like like Iran versus.
If it's gonna be a dictator over here, it's gonna be a chief. You had to use a colonizer to overthrow the colonizers. Because if we would have did it, they would have knew we was coming and slit our throat. Masonic ritual.
Mm-hmm.
But since he did it, they slit somebody else's throat with a high-powered rifle. Pay attention. Throat chakra. Shut it down, shut them up. Right? Now all the heat directed to a careful goal.
Go ahead. I thought you was finished talking. I ain't mean to cut you off. I thought you was finished talking.
Yeah, Dolphin say all of the heat, the Charlie Kirk heat finna fall on Candace Owens because she's spilling the beans of what Charlie discovered. Now remember, in Charlie's Angels, Charlie wasn't seen, but he was able to talk over the phone to the angels.
Charlie's Angels. Now, based on I did a whole bunch of research. I've been doing a background check on that Charlie Kirk assassination. To me, it's possible that they could have really shot him, but it wasn't it wasn't the guy on the roof. It could have been the guy standing we had his arm under. It was a guy in the crowd that had a white shirt on. He shot some, and and when his shirt lift up, it looked like he got shot from the side instead of the front. What I think is they shot him from the side. This is a possibility that he could have got shot and got shot from the side, but they AI doctored the video so it looked like he gets shot from the front. Or it could have been all staged where it had blood bags. So many things angles I've seen on it. But all I know is something ain't right about it. Something ain't right about that hit. Like it ain't it's like something getting covered up. Then they saw a dude messing with the camera right after he got shot and they got his body up. Somebody removing the camera, and then they saying it's this dude they caught. So it's like it's just all. But like matter of fact, Roy, while we right here, I'm gonna play this clip, and then you tell me what you think. It is based on what we're talking about now.
We're gonna play Jordan Maxwell next. But look,
that's what I'm talking about. Maxwell.
Yeah, it's okay now. Remember, I already told you the first thing I heard when I heard he got shot was look up Captain Kirk. Right. Then we went over his birthday and the connection of the numbers. Right. Now we're going to go through the connection through the meaning of the name. Yeah. So when you're going over the meaning of the name Church Kirk, right, he's going into that, but that becomes relevant because we're looking at how they pass code. One of the things he said, if you don't learn how to read their code, you won't know what they're doing.
Right. Hit that like, y'all. Hit that subscribe button, y'all. Tell them we live with Pontiac, man.
So, by knowing the meaning of the name, and he went straight to the good ship Enterprise. The Enterprise is the business endeavor. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. And the business endeavor was controlled by the bankers. Now, notice he said that the word is a Scottish word. Mm-hmm. That means it's controlled by the Scottish Rite. Scottish Rite Freemasons go up to 32 degrees and then they get an honorary 1 1/3. Mm-hmm. But when he said the other guy was brought up to 3, right? The 3 is the 3 degrees in New York Rite, Inner Apprentice, Fellowcraft, and Master Mason. Mm-hmm. Right? So then the Master is exposing the Scottish Rite is what the code is translating in the common language. Mm-hmm. Right? And it's been spoken because we had to slit his throat. We used the projectile weapon. Right? Because the projectile weapon is the weapon of war. That's why he flipped the M over to the W, the 13 to the 23. Right? And the 13 is the Queen Mother. The 23 is the one who takes flight. Pattern on the code from Jordan is a Chicago knot. Air Jordan, number 23. 2 threes. That's 33 on a master flip. Right? Because he's telling you it's a master on the 3rd degree York right that's flipping out the 32 degree Scottish right. So they're going off Jordan Maxwell, and Jordan Maxwell was a high-ranked self-educated scholar. And he was influenced by members of his family that was exposed to occult and to military grade intelligence. Right? So he was able to draw from them resources in order to put the puzzle together to help explain to us what we see. Right? So we got an eclipse coming up, but when I think it's Jupiter goes retrograde, because Jupiter is the gift giver. Right? Which is, Jupiter. When Jupiter go retrograde, that's the big payback. To go retrograde about mid-October to mid-November, somewhere up in there. This how you know something's going to take place over these upcoming weeks that's going to be huge. Because the energy alignments, not to mention what's been going on with the solar flares and the Schumann resonance. Right? So when you look at all this stuff converging, you can see the tremors as the earth shakes loose from the slumber of the sleep age, or the Kali Yuga, the nuclear winter, the hibernation period, the resurrection period. It's all the same.
All right, Raw. You finished? You finished?
Yeah. You got another one?
All right. So like this next video I'm gonna play. I got a question to go with it, but I'm gonna play the video first. Then I'm gonna ask the question. And this right here is another play out of once. I've been studying the Elite Playbook for like the last couple of days, and one of the key components that they said that they love, a key component they said they love was voluntary compliance. And I said, dang it, voluntary compliance. That sounds like an oxymoron, like some creepy. That sounds real creepy. Like they want you to voluntary compliance. Could you break down? Because they say we volunteer to do all this, to pay taxes. We volunteer our kids to they slaughterhouse. We volunteer everything. Volunteer compliance, like you all do it. You should do it. Everybody's doing it. Why don't you want to do it? You know, could you break that down? Voluntary compliance.
That's that go along and get along. So mean the same thing. Go along and get along. That means you don't want to upset the process because you get comfortable living in it. Right? You might know that it's effed up for everybody else, but you one of the few that benefit from being able to navigate the system. Right? But rather than risk your comfort for the improvement of the comfort of everybody, right? You hold on to your comfort and be like, the hell with everybody else. I'm good. I got a good life. Right? But some people now wired a way by which they can live in comfort in this millions of people starving and homeless. So the voluntary compliance comes in with you being socially conditioned to the point where you just going along with it voluntarily which is a tacit agreement, which is a silent agreement. Tacit means silent, an unspoken agreement. If you go along with it, you agree with it. And if you agree with it, when it comes down, you can't be mad at them because you was part of it. And this is how you end up with co-defendants on criminal cases. It's the same philosophy. Birds of a feather flock together. Right? If you catch one, you catch them all. Because they're going to all be in the same place. That's how tribes roll. That ain't how no, you know what I'm saying? It's just that they've been given overwhelming force while the tribe's been denied the rights of self-defense in the name of the damn law. Right? But the law had nothing to do with us. Because we not lost at sea. They crashed their ship on land. They crashed their ship on land.
So we've been voluntary comply. Like they scare us up. They use intimidation and say, "Oh, you don't pay us. We're gonna take your house, take your garnish your check, and this and that." So they've been using intimidation, but the whole time we've been volunteering them the intimidation. Like once we sign with them contracts with them, pretty much voluntary complaint, because they say if you don't do this, you can't really do nothing. You can't really, if you don't pay us a cut. So they've been pretty much extorting us the whole time. It's been pretty much extortion.
Yeah, it's the whole system is based on the extortion and robbery of the original organic people. It's all we gotta be smart enough to educate ourselves about a condition where we can expose the inner workings and the mechanics of what they're doing, so our people can see how to free their mind by understanding the trap.
Mm-hmm.
Till you get to the 100 monkey effect.
Mm-hmm.
You get to the 100 monkey effect, it starts saturating all across the land. Mm-hmm. It's like going viral on the internet. Mm-hmm. So when we're looking at something that's going to transform the entirety of humanity, we have to explain it in a way where the most people can comprehend it for the same thing, what they call voluntary compliance. Mm-hmm. Right? It's the same principle, just used to benefit us instead of used to oppress us. Mm-hmm. You go along with that, which is going right. You go along with that, which is going to benefit you the most in the end. Most people don't know how to determine their benefit because they've been taught to live in a poverty-based system. That means that the standard of the economic development psychologically has to maintain somewhere around the poverty level. Mm-hmm. And every now and then, somebody's not going to be willing to stay at that level of poverty and they're going to advance. We just need them to tell us what they did to break from the trap by telling us their story. Now we all could get up there where they at. 100 monkey effect. Right? So we're looking at Sun Wukong's clone army of monkey soldiers. Mm-hmm. Right? So they all brain banging at the same time. This is how we put it together. This is how it works. This is the mechanics of it. Mm-hmm. And this is the liberation we can draw from it. Mm-hmm. If they can use it on us, we can use it on them. Turnabout fair play. In the universe, it's spoken that what goes around, come around. Mm-hmm. You reap what you sow. Sometimes you end up being the reaper of what they sowed in your life. Mm-hmm. Right? And when you the reaper, you the one with the sickle. Mm-hmm. To determine their fate. Mm-hmm. Our matrix, the Earth matrix, is called Luna. The moon is the most fake shit. It's a spaceship.
Thank you. Yes.
Right?
A satellite.
And, yeah. So the reason they put it there was to block the Saturn moon of Lilith. This take you back to beheading of Medusa. Because they was usurping the God. When you usurp a God in the pantheon of gods, you say you took their head. She didn't really get beheaded. In the Isis from 2,000 years ago, we know her as Cleopatra.
Yes. Yes.
Right? But we don't recognize her as the pharaoh. She was the last pharaoh. Now the pharaonic reign has to return. But it ain't going to return in Hollywood, Kemet, Egypt. It's going to return to the original place where the original temples were set up that all of those other temples were replicas of. Like for us,
Yeah.
what we call Egypt today, in what we call in Egypt today with the Giza Plateau and all that, that was Hollywood. That was a big ass movie set.
Yes.
And a military outpost to watch over them niggas in Sumer.
Yeah.
Right? And most of the tribes from Africa came from over here. But we think that we came from over there.
Absolutely.
They turned it upside down and backwards on us.
Yeah. That's why when you go to certain places in Africa, even though it's a huge continent, some people, like you go to certain places and it looks like a refugee camp. And you're saying to yourself, well, if these people lived here for that long, wouldn't it be developed? Wouldn't it be like, there's certain areas in Africa that are absolutely magnificent and beautiful, but a lot of the places look like people were just dropped there and they haven't acclimated to the new terrain, almost like they weren't originally from there, whether they came from a spaceship, the inner earth, wherever it is. It almost looks like, even like, it just doesn't look like a place that's been sustained for a long period of time that's developed.
Well, you gotta remember, they've been in a perpetual state of war since the Berlin Conference.
Very sad. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Before that, the north of the Sahara, the northern Sahara region, was at war since about 4,000 BC with the same people. Same dirty Moors.
Mhm.
They changed their name.
Always.
Right. Elijah Muhammad described them better than anybody else. He said they come in, pretend to be your friend, find two peaceful people getting along, and then they put a division between them,
Mhm.
and then they offer them a solution. And I add this for a fee.
Yeah.
I'm gonna solve all your problems. It's gonna take you a couple dollars. Your oil reserve, your diamond reserve, your gold reserve, your platinum reserve, your lithium reserves. Look, every continent can sustain itself if you use what it has in true